Hey guys, so I'm back with another video. This is my first time doing like a full-on hair and makeup since I've had baby boy. So I thought it would be a good time to kind of get my mojo back and get a little dressed up. I am going to be taking some family pictures that I'm actually just gonna shoot myself. So I bought this new backdrop and a whole bunch of like newborn like props, like, you know, fuzzy blankets, baskets, little hats, and teddy bears. The same things you see in newborn pictures, and I'm hoping I can take them on my own and get some family shots while baby boy is still under a month old, because oh my god, y'all, pictures, infant pictures are like so expensive. They're like, the ones I've been seeing are like several $100s, and I already spent a whole bunch of money on maternity pictures. So I'm gonna try to save some money and do them myself. We'll see how it goes. And I'm gonna do a little fall makeup beat. So when I think of fall makeup, I think, okay, we're kind of getting away from, you know, super bronzy, extra glowy summer makeup. And we're getting a little bit more subdued. I'm putting on, by the way, I just put on Aquaphor on my lips. It's funny because I just bought Aquaphor for my baby's bottom because the doctor told us that to make sure to put it on his bottom so he doesn't like have raw butt from all the diaper changes. But yeah, tangent. I put Aquaphor to moisturize my lips, and now I'm putting on Nars Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer because I want something kind of like lightweight but just a little bit of coverage. And I'm going to use concealer paired with it. This is a Sephora Pro Buffing brush, and I'm just like adding it where I need it. If I need more coverage, I'll add a little bit more. If I need less coverage, I'll just leave it alone. Like my forehead doesn't need hardly any coverage. My cheeks need a little bit more. And my under eyes, I'll use a concealer. So I'm gonna bring it down, and I want to wear personally like a little less coverage just because I'll be holding the baby. I don't want to like get makeup all over him. Okay, so fall makeup, I'm gonna focus on colors of fall, things that you would see in the autumn in the trees, like the changing colors of the leaves. So it'll be oranges, greens, reds, kind of like yellow, mustardy tones because it's fall and we're kind of like embracing a little bit more vampire shades. So yeah, I'm going to be using some makeup. I actually packed this in my makeup bag for when I did a get ready with me in the hospital. So it's like the same makeup. This is Urban Decay Medium Light / Warm Concealer from their All Nighter line. And this is lighter, so I'm going to put this underneath my eyes to kind of cancel out the bags. Like, I am not getting a lot of sleep right now with a newborn. So I like these products that will fake it, and I'm using it as a highlighting concealer. So I'm applying it to the center of my face. This is a little bit of a drier consistency, which I like because it holds, it really grips, and it dries a little bit quicker. So I'm going to take a smaller brush. This is Stone Lace 217, and I'm just going to pat that in. Okay, by patting it, I'm just going to like push it into the skin and keep the coverage. And I don't need to like add too much more because this method, this stippling method, builds coverage. I've been trying to use less concealer under my eyes because I feel like the more concealer you use, the more your lines kind of pop out. Like if you have fine lines, and I'm not getting any younger. So less is more if you put it on the right way. So then for the center of my face right here, I'm just going to really quickly just buff it in because I don't need coverage, I just need the lightening effect. And then for my nose, I like to use my ring finger and just bring it down. Okay? See how it's like totally like highlighted in the center? And then I'm going to use, I'm going to use a cream bronzer. So my skin has been okay. I feel like it's a little bit more parched after this baby. So I still like to use creamy kind of products. So I'm going to use the Born This Way Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in Chestnut. You've seen me use this a bunch of times. I like it because it's a really nice warm shade. So it's great for contour slash bronzing for my skin tone. And it has pretty good coverage, so you don't need a lot. So I'm just gonna put a little bit, and I'm gonna use this to shape my face. So I'm still heavier, obviously, than I was pre-pregnancy. I still have about 20 pounds to lose. So adding a little bit of contour is my friend right now. I lost a good amount of weight already from just breastfeeding and, you know, just like delivering the baby and getting rid of excess liquids in my system, you know, all the stuff that happens when you're pregnant. So I still have a little bit of a tan from the summer, but I know that this is on its way out because I haven't really been getting a lot of outside time. Okay, so that is the bronze. I'm gonna go back with the brush that I used for concealer, and it still has product on it, and I'm using it to kind of just clean up excess where the bronzer might have gone a little too low. I don't need to add more product. I'm just using whatever is left on here, the residue, and it's just for cleaning up. Okay. For the nose, I'm gonna add some cream contour on the nose too. I'm gonna use a lighter shade. I like the nose contour to be a little bit lighter. You guys, if you followed me all these years on YouTube, you know I like more of a subtle nose contour. Something a little bit more cooler. And I think it's so easy to just use creams because you can move it around. Okay. And then I can go back to that concealer brush and just kind of get the sides to clean it up. Okay. Then we're going to use a cream blush. I'm going to use this new product I bought from Nars. It's called Portofino the Multiple, and I love this multi-use stick. This is going to be my cream blush. Actually, I'm going to use more of an orange tone. So I'm going to keep that there, but I'm going to add an orangey kind of color to kind of stick with a fall theme. Let's see. This is Kosas Velvet Melon Color and Light Cream, and this is definitely more of an orange tone. So I'm going to take some of this on a brush, and I'm going to kind of stipple right on top of that Portofino shade from Nars. I'm just going to mix them together. Don't be afraid of blush, y'all. It really makes a huge difference for your complexion. I know this looks crazy right now, but I'm going to buff it out in a second. I can even put a little bit up on my forehead, on my nose. And then I'm going to use the brush that I use for foundation and help kind of blend that in. Easy peasy. So if you go overboard on anything, my tip is to use foundation brush, concealer brush, whatever has skin tone product, and use that to blend. And we're using a tapping motion so that way we don't remove the coverage, we're just kind of buffing out the excess. Okay, so I am blushing. All right, for my brows, I am gonna go a little heavier because, you know, like it's getting to be a little more wintry, a little colder, and I feel like a darker brow is like, goes with a little more makeup. So this is just Anastasia Brow Pomade in dark brown with an angled brush. So I'm using it to kind of redefine my brows. I have had microblading done, but it was literally like 2 years ago without a touch-up. Like I had the initial microblading, and then I had one touch-up, and then I got pregnant, and then or I was like breastfeeding. Like currently I'm breastfeeding, so I can't get another microblading touch-up until I'm done breastfeeding, which will be another year from now. So it'll be a total of like 3 years since the last time I got a microblade touch-up. And I could tell that the shape's still there, but the vibrancy is not. So at least I can just kind of like use that shape that I have and go with it. So next year for sure, I'm gonna book a microblading appointment. I'm gonna book it 1 year from when my baby is born, because my goal is to just breastfeed or pump for 1 year, which is a good goal because that way they in their first year they have all the good nutrition from mama. Okay, I don't go too crazy on the brows because I'm a fan of a little fluffier brow. So what I'm going to do is keep the filling kind of light, but I'm going to use my natural hair to kind of feather it up. I'm using Got To Be gel on my spoolie, and then I'm just going to take that and use the hairs to kind of like feather it up and give that more of that fluffy brow effect. At first I really didn't like this on me, but now I kind of got used to it and I like it. I don't go extreme with it, I just give it a little bit of texture. And I find that my eyebrows are really straight because I have Asian eyebrows. I don't know if you know about that, but they're very, very straight. Long but straight. So they kind of like want to come down, just like how my eyelashes are very straight and they don't want to curl. That's kind of how my brows are. So I don't bother with brow gel. I started doing this hack that I learned from Marquise Ward, who's an Atlanta makeup artist, and he just uses this gel. And I noticed that even in like my pro groups, Facebook makeup groups I'm in, like the In My Kit Facebook group, which is a popular one for makeup artists, they don't even use brow gels, they use hair pomades. So you see how I kind of give it a little lift with the brow hairs poking up. They'll settle down a little bit, but I'm gonna let that dry. And now I'm gonna go into the eyes. So I'm gonna do like oranges, kind of warm browns. This is the Pixie Tina Young palette. I like this palette a lot. I feel like it has good payoff, good color selection. So I'm gonna go for like a green smoky eye. I haven't done a green in a really long time. Green leaves, fall. So the first thing I'm gonna do is put my transition color down, just like how I always would, and I'm gonna use a fluffy crease brush, and I'm gonna mix this warm color right here, orangey, with a little bit of this reddish brown, and just hurry up and throw that in the crease. Okay, I should have put on an eyeshadow base, I forgot about that, but that's okay. I will make this work. Some people don't believe in eyeshadow bases, some people do, or primers. I do like to use an eyeshadow base, but it actually kind of works for this because I don't have to worry about it being too vibrant. It's just like enough brightness for my crease shade. But for the green though, I'm gonna use a green pencil. I like to use green pencils underneath my eyeshadows if I really want the color to pop. This is an old one. This is MAC Bankroll Pro Glide eyeliner. It's like an olive shimmery green. So what I'm gonna do is put that on my lid as a base, and this is still creamy, so it kind of just glides over my eye, and I'm gonna like kind of lift it into the crease, and then I'm gonna take my finger and just soften the edges so that way the eyeshadow. So in my kit I carry actually quite a few liners. I love liners. I love eyeliners and I love lip liners. I love jumbo pencils. I just think that they're really easy to carry, and you can have like a million shades that can kind of transform the face or the eyes or the lips without having them to be broken like eyeshadows or anything like that. Okay, so I'm going to put that also a little bit on the lower lash line. As you can see, I actually haven't set my face with any powders because I'll do that at the end because I want my skin to stay kind of hydrated. And if I mess up, I can just reconceal it and not worry about it being locked in by eyeshadow or by powders. Okay, now I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to get this pretty green right here. It's like a forest green, kind of like shimmery green. Like that color, you see that? It's pretty, right? Tap off the excess, because I did do my face first. I could have done the eyes first and not worry about fallout, but we're just going to be careful. So this is like the perfect match for that pencil, y'all. Do you see how like it really pops on top? So we're doing a patting motion because we want this to be vibrant and we don't want fallout. And I'm gonna take like a smaller brush, angled brush, not angled, crease brush, and I'm gonna take that same green and just get it on the tip, and then I'm gonna buff this into the edge of the green into the orange crease transition so it's nice and soft. It's a smaller crease transition brush because I don't want it to go all high. I want it to stay just above the green. So the smaller the brush, the less kind of like extra outside blend you'll get. Because I'm gonna make this like a blown out crease. I don't want a cut crease or anything like that. I have this one from Makeup Forever. It's their Aqua XL number 42. It's kind of like a bronzy gold. So I'm gonna put this as a base in my tear duct. And it's not super vibrant, but it will grab the eyeshadow as a base and make it pop a little bit more. So I'll take this, blend it out just a little bit, and then I'll take this gold color in the palette, like a yellowy gold, and a small brush from Stone Lace, and I'll pack it right into here. And it will stick to that eyeshadow, or the eyeliner I put in there a little bit more than by itself. So like I said, I like to pair colored liners with eyeshadows to really make them pop. As you can see, it's really popping. And then I'm gonna just take a clean blender brush. I have a black towel sitting on my desk. And I'm just going to just kind of buff out the edges. A smudger brush with the green shadow I use on top. And I'm just going to apply it right here. Okay, just setting that green to make it pop a little bit more. And then I'm going to take this brush I use for the crease, and I'm going to dip it into this shade, which looks like it's kind of like a black and green. And I'm going to put this on the outer V just to kind of smoke it out just a little bit. So to give my eyes some dimension. It's pretty. Definitely adds a little bit of smoke. Okay, and then I'm going to take a highlight shade, like a skin tone highlight. So I'm going to take this yellow and pinky nude and mix them. They're a little bit more matte, so it's going to balance out the shimmer. I'm just going to place this on my brow bone. I could have done concealer under the brows, but I'm not worried about that. Okay, just to kind of lift the brow bone up a little bit. I'm going to take some liquid liner from Urban Decay and go for my typical winged line. I'm going to try to hurry this up because I can hear my toddler is awake and she's upstairs with my mom. My mom is watching my newborn. So I was hoping to get this done while the toddler was napping so my mom doesn't have too much to do. Okay, so in the waterline, I haven't done this in a minute, but I'm going to put black. I have this dark brown right here. Let me see if that's going to be dark enough. Nope. Okay, so here's my hack. I like to take a pencil and dip it into gel liner. This is the Inglot gel liner, and then I make it a black liner. Okay, I had to switch out my battery. So now what I'm going to do is apply lashes. So I have the black liner that kind of like smoked it out. I'm going to apply a nice lash. Let's use my glue. I use Callas, C-A-L-L-A-S, the dark lash glue. I like the clear one as well. You can find it like at any of the beauty supply pro stores. Like I just ordered some from Friends Beauty recently, and it's only like $5 for one, even less if you have the pro discount. And I have them in my pro kit as well as my personal use because they're just that good. Because it is one of the dipple applicator ones, when I use this in my pro kit, I have the disposable eyeliner brushes. so that way I don't have to double dip, and I don't want to touch like the lash band to the actual glue applicator because it's not clean. So now let me get a little mirror so I can see what I'm doing. I got some tweezers. I'm just gonna pop this right on. This lash glue is a little bit old, which is nice because it doesn't take a long time to dry. There's like that sweet spot of a lash glue is like not too new because the new ones kind of slip around more, and not too old where it like dries too quick. There's like a sweet spot of how old your lash glue is where it's like the perfect drying consistency. So you see how these are pretty because I didn't go too high with the green and like the lashes kind of don't cover it too much. I'm just noticing all these stray hairs, y'all. Let me go ahead and pluck these out. I have not been doing self-care with this new baby being around. You know how it is. This is the first time I've actually blown out and curled my hair in probably months. So now I'm going to clean up my concealer. For any fallout residue, I'm just going to take the same concealer brush and just kind of go underneath right here. Okay, just a little bit of clean up. My daughter's favorite song to play when I ask her to clean up is the Dora Explorer cleanup song. If anybody knows that, that's what I was singing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is set. Like I said, I'll set at the end. I'm going to use good old Laura Mercier. One of the most hyped up products that's actually worth the hype. So I'm just going to set this. This is the original. I'm going to go underneath the eyes. Because I do think with fall makeup, it's a little bit more matte than super like glowy. And then I'm going to set the I'm gonna set that blush with an orange toned blush. You know what? Let me use this Pixie Promise cheek palette, and I'm going to grab it and do a little more contouring. I'm gonna take this cool tone right here and mix it with this one. I'm gonna hit the sides of my nose. I feel like Promise is known for her like transformations, and she does crazy things with contour. So I'm just gonna contour my nose a little bit more. Let's see, this warmer shade, maybe mix with a teeny touch of the dark. I'm gonna buff that into my contour under my cheekbone, just to kind of heighten it a little bit with a small brush from Sonia Kashuk, the small angled brush. Okay, so this is the Saharan Blush Volume 2 from Juvia's Place. I'm going to use this orange right here, just a little bit, faintly, just to kind of like re-pick up that blush color. This would be pretty too. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll take the blush color that I use on my cheeks and I'll throw it in the eyes, just to kind of tie everything together. And I'm going to put that same color. This is really going to pull it together under my eyes. See how that just like kind of softens that and warms it up? These little extra steps really finishes off a makeup look. Alright, so I'm going to use two colors. I'm going to use this orangey kind of like burnt color from e.l.f. This is called the liquid matte lipstick from Modern Metals. I don't know the shade. And this is called Miyake from Cosetti. So it's like the darker one I'm going to use as my lip liner. And then I'm going to use the lighter color, the peachy shade in the middle. I developed this little mole on my lip recently over pregnancy, and I did not have that before, so I have to like cover that up. I think it's a look. Okay, so I'm going to now just kind of clean up my face a little bit. I feel like I need to just kind of touch up the complexion. So I'm going to use this Laura Mercier Kindle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder. It's like a skin tone shade in number 3. Kind of just buff it like down in this region. I just feel like I need a little bit of softening and perfecting my skin just to make it a little bit more semi-matte for fall. Because I feel like I said, fall is a little bit different than, it's in between summer glow and winter matte. It's like a satin. Okay. So this is the look, y'all. What do you think? Definitely different. I did my hair. And this is the look. So let me know what you think. Tag me on Instagram, Makeup by Renren, if you decide to do something like this. If you look at my Instagram page, I have a new kind of branding color scheme which has oranges and greens. So it's kind of perfect for posting. So I've been trying to be more intentional with my like color scheme and looks. And I definitely want to do like more clothing in those colors and post those as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you guys next time. Ciao, Bellas.